Now I thought I'd do just a quick little video for the Ugandan knuckles stuff. This is my 3D printed and modelled version based on the original file of the Ugandan knuckles. You can kind of see, well, you can of course see the amount of damage I've done to it. So yeah, original file, I've then edited it, made it more three-dimensional worthy, so it can actually stand up on its own. The fingers and everything, all the little pointy areas are rounded off a bit, all the thin parts are beefed up so they don't break. Here are the faces. It was printed in clear red. This purple is the primer I used. It's an acrylic based. I don't actually think it's technically a primer, but it's the best thing for priming paints or 3D prints that I've found. Normal primer doesn't seem to stick to this resin. But yeah, I'm going to do red on these two and then the skin tone on these, and then I'll come back to the video. Okay, here's the Ugandan knuckles red coat done. Camera's weirdly not picking up very well, but I'm really happy with the finish on this. Very smooth paint job, it went on quite nicely. And then here's the skin tones. They went pretty well as well. Don't know if you can see that. Those are the gecko heads I'm working on. Those have been painted now. You can also see the eyelids that I've painted. But yeah, quite well. I'll flip them over, I'll do the other side. I'll just show you them when they're finished and fully red and skin. Okay, I may have forgotten to do a video about the finished red coat, because I've done the red coat, I've done the matte coat, and then I've started painting details, but this is where we're at the moment. I still need to do the green around the top of the shoes. I think I've also got to do the matte coat on all the white areas. Basically I've just got to do a matte coat to cover all the gloss. You can see I've done the white on the shoelaces. Coming out quite nice with all the detail. I've done all the white eyes. I've just got to do the pupils and the black noses and two mouths that have black in them. And then they're done and they're ready to ship off. Really happy with how this goes. It's got a little bit of a butthole really, which is interesting, but you won't see it. Nice. Okay, I thought to do a video earlier, but I've finished them now. They've got all their details done, all the shoes are finished. All the shoes, there's only two of them, but they've got all the details on now. The white paint has been an issue, the matte coat wouldn't stick to them. So anything that's white, the matte coat just didn't want to bond to, so I had to strip anything. Actually, to be fair, the face it stuck to, which doesn't make any sense. But the gloves and the crescent on the stomach I've had to strip down to like the bare resin and then repaint again. Which is annoying because now it's the only glossy part, and if I do another coat of matte it will start cracking the rest of the paint because it's been through so much at this point. So the paint isn't brittle, but for those of you that do spray painting, you'll know that at a certain level of layers, the last layer that it can handle will start to crack the underlayers. Especially if it's a clear coat, it will just start to form cracks in it basically. But yeah, this is him done. I won't touch the white because I don't think it's fully dry yet. But I am really happy with the way this looks. It's the next evolution of the Ugandan knuckles. You can see it's got that gloss on the gloves and on the belly, which is a bit annoying, but there's nothing I can do about that now. You can see how easy it is to take the faces off, and then they just slot back in. I've got the normal one, and then I've got this spitting one. Although I guess it could be whistling. Meant to be spitting, but I guess anything that has a mouth that shape could be for spitting, whistling, any noise. And then the open mouth for talking, or just laughing or smiling, I guess. You'll notice that for the spitting and open mouths, the nose actually angles up. Now if you go into VR chat, you'll probably notice that anytime someone speaks with the Ugandan knuckle skin on, the nose, well, the nose basically moves up to open the mouth. So I thought that was quite a nice little feature to include in that. You can also see just the head version. The support material left a few dents in it. I couldn't get rid of those. I tried using paint to fill it in, but no matter what I did, I couldn't quite get rid of them, and the more I sanded it, the more I lost the detail on these back fins. But yeah, this guy's the same. That just pops out, and then it clicks back in again, and it's a solid hold. It's not going to fall out. But yeah. So these are the Ugandan knuckles ready for Moonshine. I will be selling these probably as model kits. So if you are interested, they will be at this scale here. So half the scale of this, I worked out the actual proportions of them in the actual VR chat. They come up to like your knees normally, and maybe just a little bit above. Whereas this guy on a 1/12 would come up to the hip. This is more 1/6 scale, this is 1/12. This would be really expensive to reproduce. I can only print one of those at a time on the printer, and it takes 7 hours, where I can get 3 of these in, and for just over 5 hours. So yeah, the big guy is about 7 times more expensive to print in terms of time, and he's a bit more expensive in resin. But just for scale wise, you can see he goes all the way up to past the waist. This guy just comes up to about the knee, just a little bit higher than the knee. So yeah, this is just a bootleg Tony Stark figure that I repainted the face on ages ago. That face is terrible. Anyway, this is the new Ugandan knuckles that I'll be selling at some point. And like I said, they'll probably be model kits, so it'll be just printed in this resin. I'll probably do the primer paint, because some primer paint doesn't stick to this resin, so I'll do the one that I've got, so they're all primed, and then you just paint them yourself. I will be trying to make sure that these faceplates fit in properly, because these ones here I had to edit a bit, I had to sand them down and cut them down to size. So basically I'll just re-edit the file so it fits properly. But yeah, thank you for watching. This is the Ugandan knuckles for Moonshine, and you'll probably see them in one of his videos at some point. Or maybe I'll do a test stop motion just to make sure the mouths look okay.